So talking about your pivot to from fitness to finance, like you mentioned, one of your teachers who was also your mentors, and she was madly in love with numbers, debit and credit, and she is the one somewhere she influenced. But for yourself, like what are the signals or early signs you identified that drew you to the CPA journey?
For the CPA journey, so I'll be fully transparent. When I first finished grad school, I was going to go right for the CPA. That was the thing culturally. Like all my peers were doing that. All the students were doing that. Let's just go right for the CPA. Let's get it done. But I was very drained, and because I had worked tax season, working a minimum of 55 hours per week while I was in grad school. And if you know anything about grad schools, certain schools, you're not allowed to get a score under a B as far as grades go in order for you to pass a class. So I wanted A's. So I was working really hard at a public CPA firm during tax season, and I was in grad school, and I honestly just needed a break. And that's when I moved to LA. And I worked at a music and studio production school as a director of finance, and that was fun. And it was cool, but it wasn't the mental challenge that I needed. So one of the quotes that I like is, whatever you don't use, you lose. Whatever you don't employ, you forfeit. And so I found myself, I was a director of finance at a school, a music production school, but I mean, it was very easy for me, like so easy to the point I felt like my mind was starting to regress after a year and a half. And I said, you know what? I'm going to go for my CPA, and I'm going to do something different, because my mind, I actually wanted the challenge. I wanted my mind to stay sharp, and I didn't want to be in a job where my mind was starting to become mushy because what I was doing was so easy for me. So in my attempt to be healthy in my mind and I wanted to just go to the max of my potential. When you know you're not operating to your max, for me, it just didn't work. So it was that. And then I got the chance to talk to a young lady who had just finished her CPA exam. And she brought a quote to me at that time. She told me that less than 1% of the world's CPAs were Black African American. And I was blown away by that statistic. And I already knew I had all of the hours to take the exam. I just need to get the additional experience in LA. And I said, you know what? I'm going to do this. And I remember she told me, she said, it's not easy, but it's worth it. It says it's going to be very hard, but it's worth it. And that always stuck with me. And I just felt like I had a responsibility to my ancestors to be all I could be. And I knew I had the education. I knew I had the skill and the discipline. I just had to go ahead and do it and Nike it. Just do it. So that's what I did. And that's what drew me to the CPA journey.